Hey, what's up everyone? Michelle here, back with another World of Vegan video on the topic of pregnancy. Today's video is going to be all about my top recommended resources, specifically books, but also some other resources that can help you as plant-based mamas make it through pregnancy and the beginning of being a parent. So I want to show you some of the most popular vegan pregnancy books out there today and let you know what I think of them. Let you know what my biggest recommendations are. And I'll start with this one. This is a really cute book. It's called The Vegan Pregnancy Survival Guide by Sayward Rebel. It came out a while ago. It's an older book, first edition 2011. It is a really quick and easy read. I picked this up before I even became pregnant and read it before I even became pregnant because I was just trying to absorb as much knowledge and information as I could. And I loved it. It's a quick, fun read. It will give you confidence stepping into vegan parenthood. Yes, recommend. It's so quick and easy to read that it's like, why not? Plus, how beautiful is it? Okay, the next book that I was eager to dive into as soon as I stepped onto the vegan parenting journey was The Kind Mama. I had always seen this around. It has been highly recommended, and this is a hefty book. And it covers a lot, and it's written by Alicia Silverstone, so someone very notorious, especially in the vegan space. The Kind Mama, a simple guide to supercharged fertility, a radiant pregnancy, a sweeter birth, and a healthier, more beautiful beginning. Now, I enjoy and appreciate reading this book because it's interesting to see a perspective and a perspective that is very much leaning on the uber natural, almost like super hippie side of things, because that's where I tend to lean. But even this book is like way further than I really fall on the spectrum. So it's interesting to read, for me to read. But then I had this out and like my mom came over and started reading it and was like, Michelle, this recommends blah 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 blah. This is a little weird and funky. Are you planning on doing that? And I was like, no. So this is one of those like books that are good to read and keep the perspective in mind and maybe consider for yourself, but I wouldn't say this is like a guide to how to have a pregnancy, because it's very much just one perspective. But still an interesting read, and there's also recipes in the back that can be helpful. And goodness, Alicia had like an incredibly conscious experience throughout, so that like she thought about all of the different issues and integrated a lot of unique perspectives into her pregnancy and then mothering of her baby. So yep, is another one out there. Maybe read it in private and don't let that be what your friends pick up to think you're a kooky vegan. That's what I'd say there. If you're looking for like an actual guide to pregnancy, I would recommend not picking up a vegan book for that, but picking up What to Expect When You're Expecting. This has been the most helpful guide. It's broken up by month, by trimester, then there's like the birthing, labor and delivery. And so what I did with this book, and what I recommend that any of you who are pregnant do, is just read it slowly as you go through pregnancy. So instead of reading this all at once before I became pregnant, I read like month 1 as I was entering month 1 and month 2 as I was entering month 2. And I think that was really helpful, because otherwise I would have all the information in my head and then forget it by the time I got there, and I'd have to reread the book. The one thing that I'd say is they wait till the very end to get to labor and delivery. So if you're reading month by month, make sure that you jump ahead, maybe before your 3rd trimester, in case you do go into labor early, that you've already read and consumed that information, because that's really helpful. The other thing that I would say is this has pretty much everything you need in the book format, but I'd also highly recommend signing up for some classes. I wasn't even thinking about pregnancy, childbirthing, parenting classes, but my husband was like, the hospital offers them, our hospital setter, our hospital offers them, like we should sign up, when are we gonna sign up? So he initiated it, and I'm so glad that he did. We took, I think, 3 or 4 classes. There was a natural childbirthing class that was an all-day class. We did a breastfeeding class. We did what was the other one? We did surviving the first month, and I think there might have been one other one that I can't remember right now. But check with your hospital, or they also have online classes. I know my doula recommended a couple online programs, but they're pretty expensive. And then I also turn to YouTube a lot because there's some great doulas out there, or delivery nurses who also have YouTube channels, and they'll share their perspectives on pregnancy, birth, delivery, especially as you're approaching birth and delivery, to get kind of like a heads up on what to expect, or as you're trying to make different decisions. Do you want to go medicated or unmedicated? Do you want to have a doula or not have a doula? Do you want to circumcise or not? Who do you want there in the delivery room? Like, they can give you, like, do you want to get a episiotomy? Like, they can help you through a lot of that, just watching those videos online for people who have been there for so many births. Okay, getting a little off topic, but another popular one, I ordered this because actually my OBGYN recommended that I order this, and then it's also highly rated on Amazon and one of like the main vegan pregnancy nutrition books out there. So I ordered it. I honestly haven't read this all the way through. I started reading it and it's helpful, but I felt like it was a little bit unnecessary for me. I've been vegan for well over a decade. I'm pretty well versed on vegan nutrition. I'm supplementing a lot with prenatal vitamins, and I'm eating really healthfully anyway. Tons of like whole foods, fresh, I feel like I'm fine. And I get my blood tested regularly, and I've been totally fine. So everything's fine. I just felt like I didn't really need to read this entire book. But if you're newer to vegan nutrition, I do recommend picking up a copy. It's good to have there. If you have any specific questions, you can turn to this, and just reading through it will give you a good foundation. But even more than this, I feel like what would be more helpful is finding a registered dietitian. So when you step into pregnancy, there's a lot that you will have to learn that you don't already know about nutrition and what you need to fuel your body. Whether you're vegan or not, you want to be making sure that your baby's getting everything that it needs, and that can mean more than just taking a prenatal vitamin. Like, are you not spending time outside? Then you got to think about vitamin D, which might not be in your prenatal vitamin. Are you vegan? Then you got to make sure you're taking vitamin B12, stuff like that. And while OBGYNs are awesome, mine has been great. She has a friend who's vegan, and she's seen vegan pregnancies before, so she was like, all right, no big deal. If we have any issues, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. And she gave us some recommendations on prenatals. But this is not a field that OBGYNs by default study. They have maybe a few hours or at max a few days of required nutrition training in their medical training. So when you go to a doctor, you can't really go to them and trust always necessarily that they know about nutrition. So if you're concerned about nutrition, the true nutrition part of pregnancy, especially as someone who's plant-based or vegan, I highly recommend, in addition to your OBGYN, finding a registered dietitian who can work with you, see what you're eating, what your diet's like, make sure you're getting everything that you need, and who has studied that for their career. It's a very different experience than talking with your doctor, who has much less knowledge on the topic of nutrition. Okay, that's that. Oh, we have a few guides about registered dietitians on World of Vegan that have been put together by Taylor Wolfram, who is a vegan registered dietitian, and that is what she dedicates her life to. And so I will link those down below in case you guys need help finding where to find credible nutrition information, and also how to connect with a registered dietitian who's schooled in plant-based thinking. Okay, last book I have to share here. These are just the books that I own and that I've purchased. But I'm sure there's a ton more online, but it is a relatively new space. So there's not like a lot of literature out there specifically about vegan pregnancy, but it's coming more and more, so it's an exciting time. Anyway, this isn't really about pregnancy because it's written by a man, but this is something I thought I'd mention: The Smart Parent's Guide to Raising Vegan Kids, Lessons for Littles in Plant-Based Eating and Compassionate Living. And this is written by Eric Lindstrom, who is very active in the vegan space and scene. So if you're looking onto the stage beyond pregnancy, raising your kids compassionately, recommend checking this out. And then that's pretty much it on the book front. I also want to share the other resources that I have turned to a lot. The best resource, vegan resource that I found is the Vegan Pregnancy and Parenting Facebook group. So free to join. You can join that group on Facebook and you'll start getting a lot of notifications of people posting things that you may or may not be interested in, but it is the best place to ask questions. I think there's like over 50,000 people or something like that in that group who are vegan parents. So a lot of them have gone through vegan pregnancies, have gone through multiple vegan pregnancies, have both had and not had a doula, can like talk about all of these different issues from their perspective. So I have gone there and posted questions like, did you have a doula? Did you not have a doula? How was your experience? And I get hundreds of responses from people, and it helps me evaluate what direction I want to go into. And you can ask like any questions. People ask questions about baby formula, about whatever. Obviously, you don't want to get your medical and nutrition information from that sort of forum. Because it is not official. These are everyday people and just based on their own personal experience and belief. But it is a great place to sort of like feel things out and find that community of fellow parents who are plant-based, who get it, like who are there with you, especially if you're in a location where you feel a little bit alone in this journey. So I highly recommend that. Again, it is the Vegan Pregnancy and Parenting Facebook group, and I will link that in the description below as well. And then other than that, resources, cell phone apps. I downloaded pretty much all of them when I first became pregnant. Not vegan specific, just like all of the pregnancy apps. And the only one I still use and have used consistently throughout is the Bump. So I love that one. Shows you your little like weekly update of the vegetable size of your baby and what to expect that week and all of that. And then it also has articles that are aligned with the stage that you're at in pregnancy. So it's kind of like having little clippets of this book just pop up on your phone every morning. So each morning I'll log in there, check out how my baby's doing, what size he's at, all that fun stuff, and then see some articles that might be relevant. And it allows you to get the information in a very like short and easy digestible manner day by day. So recommend the Bump app. And I think that's pretty much it. I mean, I guess the other thing is finding a doula if you feel like you need support. Even if I didn't feel like I needed support. I felt like, oh, I'm just gonna wing it, have a baby, it'll come out somehow, and then move on with life. But having support during this chapter of your life is so helpful. Having someone there who can get to know you and know your preferences and know what you want, what you don't want, and also has studied and been there through so many births that they can really answer questions without you having to like call the OBGYN office and go through a formal pathway there. Having a doula has been so helpful. I have someone I can like text message or send updates or be like, look what just came in the mail, my granny panties for labor and delivery or whatever, has been really helpful. And the thing about that is you can hire a doula. So you can hire a doula. I think it's usually between maybe $500 and over $1,000 to hire a doula, which, well worth it. They earn their keep for sure. But if you can't afford that, they have some volunteer doula programs that you might be able to get through your hospital. And you can also find sort of doulas in training that will either do it for a reduced fee or even no fee if they just need experience. So I really recommend checking that all out. And yes, I'm assuming if you're watching this video that you're pregnant or thinking of becoming pregnant or were recently pregnant. And if that is the case, I am wishing you all of my very best, sending you so much love and sending all of the healthy, happy vibes to that little adorable being inside your belly. And I hope you have the best pregnancy imaginable. If you need any help or support, feel free to reach out anytime. And we have tons more resources on worldofvegan.com. I've got a pregnancy guide where I put everything, and then I have made a whole bunch more videos on different vegan pregnancy topics, so I will link those below. And with that, For those of you who are not pregnant, thanks for tuning in. Hope this was not TMI. And we will be back to normal programming with like recipes and stuff soon. But thanks for watching. Have a beautiful day. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to stay tuned for more videos, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.